This year has been a good year for Bollywood action, and now we can officially add Tiger 3 to that list. As a long-time fan of Salman Khan and actors from that era, it's always a treat to watch them grace the silver screen. Tiger 3 follows in the footsteps of the previous movies, and it avoids the pitfalls of taking the lazy writing steps of another two nations hating each other story, but instead focuses on the radical elements in nations which want to cause chaos and hate. This movie takes that step a little further by introducing tension between Tiger and Zoya as well through someone in their past. This person is also hell-bent on bringing both nations to its knees while using Tiger and Zoya as his tools to do so. So we have to start with the villain. Emraan Hashmi is back with a bang. They always say you are only as good as your villain. If your villain is weak, then the hero can be only so good. Emraan brings Atish to life. He plays the villain to almost perfection. Emraan is clinical, smart, patient, but above all, he's determined with ambition. Rather than being a villain who just walks around killing everything, he's that mastermind who's pulling all the strings from the shadows. Everything he has his hand in while diverting the attention to everywhere else. I was genuinely impressed with Imran. I knew he had it in him to play that manipulative villain from when I watched him in Gangster, but he takes it up another level here. Salman Khan shows that he is still the action king in Bollywood. Not many actors can pull off the most intense action sequences and make it look like it was all planned. Only Salman can walk out of a backdrop of explosions and make it look like it's another day at the office. The slow-mo sequences along with those one-liners which you just can't help smile at.
जब तक टाइगर मरा नहीं तब तक टाइगर हारा नहीं.
Salman knows what it takes to deliver an adrenaline-pumped, edge-of-your-seat action movie. Everything you love about Tiger is still here, still strong, still going. If Salman is the king of action, Katrina Kaif is the queen of action. Regardless what you think of her acting, she is second to none when it comes to action in Bollywood. Her action sequences are pulled off clean, looks and feels natural. The sequences with the strong female leads keep it realistic, using more skill and wit to outdo their enemies rather than an all-out bare-knuckle street fight. Tiger 3 avoids one of the biggest dangers in this area of strong female leads by keeping some realism and avoids dipping into ridiculous when showing women fighting men. One of the most surprising aspects of this movie is there's only two songs, one at the beginning and one at the end. Both songs are good and fit into their places in the movie, but I was expecting a lot more songs. The first song, Ruan, is an earworm and will have you humming away a bit like Dil Diya Galna did. The movie is full of a lot of story, backstory, flashbacks and plenty to keep you occupied, so I see why there's so few songs as there's so much to cover. You are engaged into the story, trying to unravel it all while meeting twists and turns here and there. You only notice the lack of songs when the credits are on at the end. On the note of the credits, stick around for the post-credits scene or post-credits song, whatever you want to call it. It will raise a lot of questions and sets up what's coming next. Talking about extra goodies, there's also a cameo in the movie. I know most people know what it is, but I won't spoil it for those who don't. This cameo is great and brings the child out of you, especially if you grew up watching Bollywood. You can't help but smile and fanboy a little. Most of the movie, the pacing is good, the action is on point, and even the CGI is good, with the exception of a moment here and there where the CGI seemed a little weak. The one-liners are what makes an action movie, and this movie has many. Maybe I'm just old-fashioned, but nothing puts a smile on my face better than a well-delivered one-liner. Before we dive into the small flaws in the movie, please remember to like and subscribe. This lets me know I'm doing something right and you are enjoying the content. Anyways, so far, sounds like it's all-around great movie, but there are some weaknesses. The lack of songs can be positive or negative depending on how you feel about songs in movies. That one I'll let you make your own mind up on. The chemistry between Salman and Katrina was not shown much in this movie, not because they have no chemistry as we saw in Ekta Tiger and Tiger Zinda Hai, but because the movie just didn't show much of the romance between the two. In previous Tiger movies, you have sequences where they share together and there is slight flirts or even concern for each other. Doesn't mean there isn't any in this movie. There is a scene when you can see the concern, but it did definitely get toned down a lot in this movie. The only other negative I could think of is the final sequence felt a little rushed personally. Felt like they were trying to wrap the story up, but it wasn't so bad that it was noticeable. You do have to think for a minute and then you do notice the pacing a little fast in the last sequence. Also, Salman keeps his shirt on the whole movie. That is also another point where you can take it as a positive or a negative depending on how much you like him topless. This is a fun time at the movies. You can take your whole family. There is no irrelevant skin flaunting or on-screen kisses. The action is tasteful without getting too gory. If you are looking for something you can enjoy sitting next to your parents, partner or children, this is one for you. I personally really enjoyed this movie. Yes, it has its flaws here and there, but nothing big enough to take away from the experience. You will come out at worst enjoying the movie and at best loving it. A win-win really. Until next time.